Hey everyone, and welcome to this video. So if you watched a recent video of mine, you would know that I recently got into MDZS, and because of that I have bought a lot of merchandise and figures, and I bought so much that I had to split this into two videos. So today I'm going to be showing off the figures that I got, and if you are interested in any of the other merch or maybe the origin story of how this happened, I will link the video above. But for now we are going to be showing off the figures that I got. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm a little bit embarrassed about how bad it is. But you know, I hope you guys all enjoy, because honestly these are all just such gorgeous figures and I'm excited to show them off. For our first ones, we're gonna go up in scale. So we're starting very small with these two little, I believe these were for like the Moon Harvest Festival, which I don't know if it's the same or if it's like the equivalent of like Chuseok in Korea, but they have these little Langwonji and Wei-Wuxian bunny figures which have these little like moon cakes, and they were super cute, and then when I saw them I had to get them. For these little ones I probably won't do b-roll, but here they are so cute. They do come with alternative stands which don't obviously have the moon cakes, they're just like little plastic stands if you want to save on some more space, but literally they are absolutely adorable. I do like how they have like the colours for each other. My only wish is that the standees complemented each other a bit more, because they have just like copy and pasted the exact same stand, where it would be nice if they like fit in together. That's my personal opinion, but they are super cute with the little flowers. But yeah, so they have them in these like little bunny forms where they're eating these little moon cakes, and then we of course have Langwonjis, and they are just so cute. Obviously they are budget figures, so they don't have any like shading and detail, but for the price I paid for them, I'm actually very happy. I think I paid like £20 for both of them, so very, very nice. And I just love the fact that like they've turned their features into bunnies rather than just like giving them bunny ears and things. Very, very cute. And I love them actually, they're just so fun to look at. These are great budget figures if you are looking for some. And then the next two figures are actually incredibly similar. So I did get the Year of the Rabbit version Nendoroids for both Wei-Wuxian and Langwonji. There are a couple different Nendoroids for both of them, but when I saw this version I knew I absolutely had to get this version, and because it was like a special Year of the Rabbit one, I wasn't sure how likely it was that it would get a re-release, so I did opt to buy resales of them. Not to out myself too much, but you can see the price that I paid for Langwonji's on here, which is now the most I've ever paid for a Nendoroid. Wei-Wuxian's was actually significantly cheaper, which I think is crazy because Wei-Wuxian's was actually in better condition, and it came with the bonus little like bunny hat, whereas Langwonji's didn't. But yes, I promise this is the most I have ever paid for an Nendoroid. So we'll show off Wei-Wuxian first. So obviously I have already posed them. I didn't want to let you guys experience the horror of me trying to pose Nendoroids, although these ones weren't too bad. I do think in terms of like general construction, I guess the like actual sculpt of the clothes is quite sloppy, especially compared to some Nendoroids that I have. Like the paint job, and just like it feels very cartoonish, and I'm not sure if that's what they were going for with these, but the hair is magnificent. Absolutely love that and wouldn't change it for the world. I will say these little front bits make it quite hard to like maneuver the arms around. I absolutely love the bunny details in the eyes. They are so cute. I will say also in terms of like options, these Nendoroids really don't come with a lot. They only come with 2 faceplates, and they don't come with many accessories as well. But one of the accessories is of course this adorable little rabbit puppet. It's so cute. I literally can't. I completely understand why these ones were the ones that I needed. I don't feel a desire to get any of the other Nendoroids, especially because they have like other figures and things. I think the cuteness helps them get away with a lot of the other issues that if I got it as a regular Nendoroid I would have not been very happy with, but because they're just so adorable I'm kind of like, you know what, it's fine. And I think they knew that. When they were making these. So, and then one other thing that they do come with is a bigger bunny, which I think these are supposed to be like extra rabbits that you can make them hold. So I personally keep this one near Langwonji, and then I'll get his. This one, I put it on Wei-Wuxian's head because it's super cute. But I love all the bunnies, it's so cute. And then here we have Langwonji's, which I literally love his faceplate for this one so much. It's so cute. He does have one which is more of like a gentle smile, but I love his little like slight embarrassed face. It's so cute. Look how like the bunny matches his expression. Oh, it's so cute. I do personally have some issues with this one, which is, first of all, setting this up was such a pain because you have to like take out these front pieces of his hair to put in his like head ribbon, and then also this bit on the top if you want to remove face plates. So there's a lot of like intricate details in trying to like assemble him, and because of the way his sleeves are, he basically has no maneuverability in his arms, which I think is the main selling point of Nendoroids, that you can pose them. So yeah, he basically cannot move his arms whatsoever. Like I can move it up, but that's about it, because also he has these little hair tendrils at the front which stop you from posing things. But once again, the cuteness outweighs the like cons of this Nendoroid. It is so stinking cute. And I do think in terms of general build of the outfit and sculpt of the outfit, it's better than Wei Wuxian's, at least on the copy that I have. But together they are so cute and I wouldn't change them for the world. That's a lie. There are things they can improve upon, but still, I'm glad I have them. That is it for the small figures, and I do have two very large figures to show off now. Both of these are quite delicate and I'm scared of breaking them, so I'm going to get the boxes and we're going to show off the boxes, and I'm going to show off B-roll to hopefully show off what I'm talking about with the figures. But yeah, I'm just incredibly scared of breaking both of these. As if to prove my point, I just absolutely like dropped this box on the floor and I hit the stand, so if the camera angle looks different, that's why. But the first figure I'm going to show off, I also just want to preface that the box was already damaged. That wasn't from me dropping it. But to show it off, the first figure we have is the Yulin Patriarch Wei Wuxian. I think it's a 1/8 scale. It does not say on the box, but I'm pretty sure it's a 1/8. By Good Smarts Shanghai. This figure, it's a little embarrassing how I ended up getting this figure. We're gonna hold this to the side so you have a visual while I'm talking. But I saw this figure go up on sale secondhand on Mercari Japan, and it was at a price that was pretty decent actually. But I saw it and I was like, I looked at the figure and I looked at other pictures on like my figure collection, and I was like, you know what? I don't need this figure. I'm content in my life without this figure. I really do not need this. This is not a need. This is not one. I have the Nendoroids coming. We don't need this. So then, obviously I have it now, so what happens? So I went to sleep, and I kid you not, I had a dream where I bought this figure. This is so embarrassing. I had a dream where I bought this figure, and I woke up and I was like, clearly my subconscious really wants this figure. So I went on Mercari Japan, and the listing was still there and it was still at the same price, and I was like, you know what? Sure, why not? This is so embarrassing, guys. So I now own it. But I'm so glad. Dream me, my subconscious was like, you need this figure, because genuinely this figure is now my second favorite in my collection. I love this figure. I cannot stress how much I love like every detail on this figure. It is so good. The entire composition of the figure is stunning, beautiful. I love the way the like red swirls kind of envelop the rest of the figure. There is a support pole and I never even notice it. I love the base and the kind of the like tombstones and other stones like jutting out. I don't really know why it needs to have that little like elevated platform to add an extra couple centimeters, as if it wasn't tall enough already. But you know what? Sure, why not? But also, obviously, the entire sculpt of Wei Wuxian is impeccable. The detail on the hair, the detail on the flute, the hands, the outfit, the way it flows, all of the details, all of the painting. It is a phenomenal figure. It is a pain to dust. It is such a pain to dust. But, you know, sorry, I'm looking over there because I can see it, and I love owning it so much. It is just such a gorgeous, beautiful figure. And oh, I also love the detail of the Emperor's smile being hidden away. There's just so many like nice details, and you can tell they really cared about making like a good, accurate product. And yeah, I love it. I love it so much. I also really like the art style that they use. for the figure, because there isn't really like a definite art style for the series. It's nice when there's different interpretations, and for this figure in particular, I do quite like the interpretation of the Yiling patriarch. And you can switch out the hands to one that doesn't hold Chunqing, but I don't know why you do that, to be honest. I don't know why you wouldn't have him hold the flute. But yeah, it's made me realise, I think I just really like big extravagant figures, which is just, I don't know why I have to be like this. When I struggle so much with space, and then they also just cost a lot, like, oh gosh. But it is a gorgeous figure, and I'm so happy once again. My subconscious was like, you need this in your life. It was correct. I did need it in my life. So yes, that is that one, and then we will move on to our last figure, which, believe it or not, was an even bigger impulsive purchase. And the last figure we're going to be showing off today is, of course, the Wei Wuxian and Lang Wenji. I think it's called the Buxianzhen version, is that correct? I'll correct it on the screen, but once again by Good Smart Arts Shanghai. This was a figure that I saw, and it was definitely one I wanted, and I put it on my wish list, and I was like, I'm not in a rush to get this figure. I will just get this figure when I get it, because I also like don't really have the space for it. And you know, when the time comes, I'll buy it, but you know, I'm not gonna stress over getting this figure. So what happened was I got a notification from my figure collection that someone was selling the figure, and they were based in the UK, which never happens. It never happens where a figure that I want is being sold in the UK. And obviously this is quite a big figure. Not only is it big, it's expensive, and if I got it from anywhere other than the UK, I would get customs on top of the heavy shipping charge. And so even though I probably paid a bit more than I would have liked to for it, I kind of much prefer that going to, you know, another collector or another fan than, you know, paying for shipping or customs. So I got it. It did arrive in basically perfect condition. There was some damage to the back, which, to be fair, I didn't notice on first opening, and it's entirely possible they didn't notice, but it wasn't anything. It was basically just where Lang Wenji's like head ribbon, there's supposed to be a bit that it like connects into, and it wasn't like in properly, but that's like such a small thing and easily fixable, so I wasn't really fussed about it. But this is such a gorgeous figure, and I'm so glad I own it. Even if, again, it was a very impulsive decision. I do know they released another one recently, which is more of a domestic setting, and literally any other circumstance I totally would have bought it. But I absolutely hate how dead their eyes look. Like, they look so dead inside, and they genuinely feel like robots, and I think I'd be scared to have them, just because I've mentioned this before on the channel, but I'm actually scared of dolls. And that leans a bit too much into the lifeless doll going to like murder me in my sleep. So as much as I love the concept of the figure so much, and I really wish it was like, I'm literally so sad that it didn't turn out well. But anyway, we're talking about this figure, which is absolutely stunning. There are so many beautiful hidden details. Of course, we have the like bunnies in the back, the way the Guchin has like actual strings, the water, so there's like a slight crescent moon in the water, and then you have the actual like translucent, so like the actual water is translucent, and then you'll be able to see whatever like surface is underneath, which I think is a cool detail. We of course have all the rocks. I think Lang Wenji and Wei Wuxian are sculpted beautifully. I love how they made their like lips and like nails very shiny. Once again, you can also replace Wei Wuxian's hand with a hand that doesn't have Chunqing, which once again, don't know why you wouldn't, especially with Lang Wenji having the Guchin. Like, it just feels like they're supposed to both have their instruments together. But it's such a beautiful figure, and the way that like you have like the trees in the background, and what I personally really appreciate is the trees are separate parts, so if you wanted to, you could take them off and it would take up less like space, because I actually struggle with vertical space too, so it's good to know that if I needed to do that, I can do that. But I do love the trees and how they add to the entire atmosphere, and I just love the entire setting of the piece. They both look incredible. Now I do think, because it is quite an expensive figure, like when it retailed and when it came out, it was incredibly expensive, which, to be fair, you're getting two figures and an entire scene, so I understand why it's expensive. I do think there could have been more like shading work done on both Wei Wuxian and Lang Wenji, but I'm entirely happy with the product, and I like looking at it from afar, I do not notice that whatsoever. I will say there's so many delicate pieces, I'm constantly scared of breaking it. I think I've owned the figure for a month, and I think I've almost broken it 3 times, which is why I didn't want to hold it. I actually, when I was filming b-roll for the figure, I like hit my stand into it and I literally, my life flashed before my eyes. I'm not going to show that, but I do have footage of that happening. But luckily everything was fine, everything was okay, and I'm literally amazed that it survived that okay. But yeah, once again, absolutely gorgeous figure, so glad that I own it. As much as it was an impulsive decision, it was clearly an impulsive decision made because I knew I would love it. Both this and the merch video are just incredibly embarrassing, but hopefully people watching also love the series and can understand where the impulsive desire to want to own much of it comes from. But yes, that is it for this figure video. I know this one's probably ended up being a bit shorter than my typical videos, but it was either that or I combine it with the rest of the merch and then it would have been incredibly long and it would have been too much. So we're splitting it up like this. So yeah, in future there will probably be more Moda Sushi stuff. I mean, I'm quite content with the things I bought now, so I'm not going to be like ravenously searching for merch. It will just be I pick it up when I get it. I do know I do still have a few things on the way, but that was everything that arrived in time for when I'm filming. So it'll still continue to appear in future, like merch, and potentially figure if they release more figures that don't have dead faces. Please, I'm begging. Oh, I'm literally so sad about that figure, you don't understand. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!